Modern Dude Chat is brought to you by Beard Supply. BeardSupply.com. All natural beard care grooming products for your beard. Beard care for wildlife. Hey guys, welcome to the Modern Dude Chat podcast. We're your hosts, Cody and Chuck. We're feeling dangerous this week.
On this episode of Modern Dude Chat, we got a hazelnut beer. We're going back to school. Got some Marvel MCU news. We're talking about our new favorite NFL player and some fantasy football recap. So stick with us. We got a good one. And anything else we need to add before? I think that's it.
I'm feeling dangerous, bro. Let's go.
We're feeling dangerous. Let's do it. Here we go. Yo, Cody.
Yo, yo, yo.
What's up? We are back in this business.
What's up, bro?
Whew. I'm worn out, dude. Honestly.
Dude, yeah. Same here.
Had a loaded weekend. Loaded. It was pretty nuts.
That's a good way to put it. Got loaded.
So, yeah. I mean, I took an extra day off work.
Did you really?
I took Friday completely off. And then hung out with some old friends on Friday, stayed up late, and then, of course, Saturday we had our fantasy draft day.
We'll get into that later, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Shenanigans is the perfect word for that.
And then, we rolled right into first week of school.
Ooh,
so
brutal.
So it's just a whirlwind of stuff going on.
Whirlwind of stuff and emotions and
oh my gosh,
all kinds of stuff.
I've decided there's way too many females in my life. There have been so many tears cried the last 3 or 4 days, and so
many tears and back to school pictures, huh?
Exactly. Nailed
Overload.
It's
like it hasn't stopped, honestly.
No,
it's just kept going and going.
Yeah, and we'll talk school more. But, but yeah, my daughter, even this morning, I was dropping her off. We're back after the first day. She said, "Daddy, can you take my picture on our way in?" Sure, baby, absolutely.
Everybody's doing it.
Yeah, So we'll be doing this 3 weeks in. Sure, no problem. Take your picture every day, honey. As long as you're excited to go to school,
right? Yeah.
I'll do whatever you want.
I know, right?
But yeah, so it's been busy,
dude.
But we're back here with our new schedule.
Yes,
it's nighttime after a day of work for us. A little adjustment,
a little bit of adjustment. Doesn't feel right.
It feels a little different. That's for sure.
It feels like we're tired, Chuck.
That's why I'm slamming a Red Bull, sir.
I'm slamming some Topo Chico. Hey, if Topo Chico would like to sponsor us, that would be brilliant.
Is there caffeine in Topo Chico?
No, man, but it does the thing.
Well, all right. You're drinking water. I'm drinking energy drink. I think it's about time we cracked open a beer.
That's what I was waiting on.
All right. Let's
the good stuff.
Let's go right into the good stuff, man. Let's not waste any more of the people's time.
And this is a Chuck feature, right?
This is. I get to take control on this one.
Man. Let's do it, bro.
Look at me, Cody.
Let's do the dang thing.
Look at me.
I know, man. I see you over there.
I'm the captain now. All right. So this one I picked up. Actually, a while back. We've had this one just waiting in the wings, so to speak, for its time to shine. Because when I bought, I think that pool time and some other stuff, I just went on a little stock up,
a little bit of a spree
for the pod, and we finally got a spot to hit this up. And I picked this up on two things. One, the can design.
Yeah.
And two,
it is nice.
They got the word hazelnut on the front.
Oh.
So we are going to hit up Rogue Hazelnut Brown Nectar. It's an ale with natural hazelnut flavor. And Rogue is a brewery out of Newport, Oregon. So this is not a Texas beer. This is from Oregon.
I'm down.
So, yeah. So we're mixing it up a little bit.
I don't think I've had this.
So this is a.
You might be popping my hazelnut on this one, Chuck.
Oh, well, look out. Look out. Look out. So this says offers a hazelnut aroma with a rich nutty flavor and a smooth malty finish. Leans towards looks like on this little chart, leans towards the toffee and nutty side of the spectrum.
Okay.
Here. It's won multiple awards. Let's see, Best of the U.S. American Brown Ale 2017, silver medal in 2017.
Okay.
Best of the Northwest Pacific region in the U.S. Beer Tasting 2018. Platinum World Beverage Competition 2018.
Nice. So this
And,
is a brown ale.
Yeah, this is a brown one. It's available year-round. You can get it in bottles, cans, kegs, if you can find out a search closer to Oregon. But, yeah, they got – this is a –
It's a nice little site there they got.
Yeah, and so before we crack it open to the can, I say the can because it's like – not cartoony, but it's like a drawn, like comic book style.
Yes. Very nice design.
Sharp lines, dark.
Almost looks like a tattoo.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it would make an excellent tattoo if you were involved with Rogue.
You gonna get this tattooed on you?
No, I said if you were involved with Rogue, it would make fantastic. Even just the Rogue logo, and if you were really in touch with the hazelnut tier.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a bad choice either. But anyway, so what else we got? Any more useful information? So this actually tells you exactly what's in the beer.
Yeah.
It's only 14 ingredients. They tell you actually what brand of malts and hops they use. So that's pretty interesting. So there's a 5.6%er.
Impressive.
33 IBU. And so it's a dark brown in color with a hazelnut aroma and a rich nutty flavor for a smooth, malty finish.
Nice. So, Chuck, quick question.
Yes.
You familiar with brown ales? Do you like brown ales traditionally?
I'm trying to think. So,
you know what? You did like a brown ale back in the day.
Was it the honey? What was that?
Yeah, I think you're right.
You know, Texas. It wasn't Texas honey, was it? What was that?
No.
Dude, I was actually walking through.
But what was that Moose Stroll? Was Moose Stroll brown? Wasn't that a brown?
Stroll.
You used to buy that.
No, I didn't. I
Yes,
didn't
you
never
did.
drink. No.
Maybe that was my brother.
Yeah. It was definitely your brother.
Man.
It wasn't me.
Could have swore that was you. But you did used to buy one. What was that thing?
I'm using the old Google machine.
What was that thing called? You know what I mean?
Right now. Hold on. I know what it was. I think. So I think it was honey brown.
Was that
right?
it?
I'm Googling it right now. Yeah. So is this a brown ale?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. No. I love this stuff.
Okay.
I
thought. You're familiar with brown ale, I thought.
I was actually walking through the store, and it's a store you can only get it around my area.
Okay.
One store, and I hadn't been in there in years. It's probably since I bought this last, and it made me think of. I didn't look, but I should
So that
have.
says lager, so maybe it's not. Maybe it's not a brown ale.
You would be the one who would tell me the ale
That's
lager.
very,
So,
very tricky.
Forgive my stupidity right now.
I don't know,
I was
man.
on a roll. I was sounding good, like I knew what the hell I was talking about, and then you just started asking questions.
Sorry.
Okay?
Well, you know what? If I didn't rip you apart right here, somebody else will.
Do I do this to you? Do I just ask you questions and rip you apart when you're trying to present something? No.
Sorry.
Maybe I do, actually. I think I do.
I thought you were the Moose Stroll guy.
No, that definitely sounds like something your
guess
brother
so.
would be involved with.
Well,
Moose
man,
Stroll,
I
yeah.
hope Moose Stroll's a brown ale. If not, then we're both idiots and we're just
I'm just gonna roll with that.
yakking right now. So, anyways,
Well, let's just go ahead and you ready to crack this open, or are you googling Moose Stroll?
I am good. Okay, Moose Stroll is a brown ale.
Okay, so
I
dang
got
it,
something right.
I'm the only idiot. Perfect.
You used to drink something, Chuck. I swear. We'll figure it out some other time.
I think honey brown is what you're thinking
Oh,
of.
so that was a
honestly.
lager.
Yeah.
What a deceiving name, though.
Well,
Honey Brown,
is-
right?
Yeah. Well, I guess it's a brown lager. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe if we feature that one, we'll get into it. But anyway, regardless, we didn't got that one. We got the Hazelnut Brown Nectar.
Yeah.
Cheers to you, sir.
Let's do it.
This is our recovery beer.
Yeah, man. Cheers to a better week for sure.
Ooh, this is foamy.
Smells fantastic.
I'm a hazelnut fan. Like coffee, hazelnut flavor in my coffee.
Oh man, that's really
I cheated. I let you go first, and I watched you.
dude.
So now I'm going. I'm
all
going.
night. I could drink that all
I'm
night.
doing it. I'm doing it.
It's got a really strong coffee taste to it. Coffee and toffee.
Oh,
More toffee.
dude. Yes.
That's good stuff. You never had that before,
This
right?
tastes exactly how I imagined it. It pretty much tastes like, it does. It tastes like hazelnut coffee.
Yeah.
But it's alcohol.
Yeah.
And it's a beer.
It's brilliant. That's really good. Good job, Chuck.
Yes.
Brown Nectar.
Nailed it.
Hazelnut Brown Nectar.
Man, that does taste like coffee. Sweet.
It's good stuff.
It's a good choice.
And I could go for some coffee right now, Chuck. So this is about as close as it's going to get for us, and I'm good with that.
I think if I drink this and a little bit sprinkle in my Red Bull, it'll be perfect.
Yeah, that equals coffee, right?
Yeah, I'll be right where I need to be for as far as energy goes. Okay.
All right, good job. Good selection, Chuck.
Woo. All right, now you're up to the plate. No pressure.
Fresh track of the week, or tracks.
You got one or two? How many?
I've been
got?
bringing them, man, just like in a...
Bringing that hot fire.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go too long on them. This is just stuff I run across during the week. I make a note, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to tell the peoples about it. But for starters, I'll start with this. I just saw yesterday Incubus is going on a tour, and it's to celebrate 20 years of Make Yourself. You remember that album, Chuck? Pardon Me? Incubus?
Oh, yeah.
Pardon Me?
I got you.
They're going on tour.
Soundtrack.
And
of
it's
teenage
the
years.
20 years of Make Yourself. Pretty exciting. I'm going to try to go. Actually, I'm definitely going to go to that.
You went last time.
Yeah,
I think,
I go
didn't you?
every time Incubus comes.
Yeah, I thought you did.
It's good stuff. But I
I
just
would
want to
be-
let the people know that
so-
Incubus is touring. And
But they're going to do
one of
old
their-
stuff, right?
Yeah, it's nothing but that album. That playlist.
Yeah.
It's literally from start to finish that album.
Yeah, I went in on that.
Dude, it's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
So 20 years of Make Yourself. They're going on tour. Super fun. I can't wait. Huge Incubus fan. A few others. Go ahead. You can say something?
No, I'll save it. Well, you mentioned tours, and I just saw earlier today, actually, Garth Brooks
Oh, snap.
is going on.
What?
He's on a dive bar tour.
Oh.
So he's been hitting up dive bars.
Dude, I like that.
And he just said today that he's hitting up Green Hall.
No way.
Like in the next month or two or something. Oh, it's coming up.
place
He's
is
going
gonna be swamped.
He's going to Green Hall. So anyway, I just saw that today. You said tour.
Dang.
And yeah, he's doing dive bars.
Dude, I
so-
like people that do the dive bar tours. Those are cool.
so
Because it's
anyway,
really, you know.
not to get you off track.
No.
I just thought that was pretty
That's what
awesome.
this-
And actually, as you were talking, someone tagged me in that. 'Cause
Oh,
they know
really?
I love Garth. So I checked it. and
That's
I
what
was
this
like, "Ooh,
segment's for,
perfect.
Chuck. It's all about music.
Perfect. Anyway,
Good
go
job.
ahead.
Good plug. I'm down for some Garth Brooks, man. That sounds awesome. A few others, real quick. I used to be a headbanger. You know, I used to bang my head on quite a few metal bands back in the day. Oh Sleeper, which is a band out of
We won't
Dallas.
hold that against you.
Oh Sleeper, which is a band out of Dallas. They haven't released an album in almost 10 years, and they just released a new album. Go check it out. New album. And then also Atreyu. I haven't listened to that one. Chuck, you remember them?
Oh my gosh, yes.
You remember Atreyu? Used to jam Atreyu.
Yeah.
And then
You did,
Sturgill
for
Simpson. Yeah. Sturgill. I haven't listened to the whole Atreyu album yet. I don't know if the past few I didn't really like, but we'll see. Sturgill Simpson came out with a new song. It's unique, extremely different. It's called Sing Along. And it's actually a new song off his upcoming album and also anime film. So if you go to YouTube, type in Sturgill Simpson Sing Along, it's the new song. And the video is really it's like an anime film / video. It's kind of cool, kind of weird, kind of creepy. I don't know how I feel about this new Sturgill song. I haven't listened to it enough yet.
Is that one we kind of jammed a little
Yeah,
bit?
you were in
And
here when I was playing it. What'd you think?
I need to listen to it in full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First impression, I was... Yeah,
I'll
I
just
don't
say
know.
it was a little weird from
Yeah.
what you expect.
Yeah.
A little weird.
The video was intriguing, but yeah, it's kind of weird. So anyways, that's all I got, Chuck. Super excited about Incubus, Oh Sleeper, Atreyu, and some new Sturgill Simpson coming down the pipe.
All right, there you go.
Pretty excited about it.
So we're sitting here. It's start of school season. We're getting back into that grind. Did you start this week or did you start last week?
So my girls started last week and my son started Monday.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And so what does that look like? Like what is that
So
for you?
my wife is a teacher. I think I mentioned that last time. She's a second grade teacher. And my youngest, who's about to be 3, she goes to like the school provided daycare, kind of like a preschool.
That's
like
pretty
a
cool. Yeah.
like a preschool.
Yeah.
You know, because
I
she's
feel
not
you.
old enough yet. But it's like a school. And so she's going to that. She was there last year, so she's familiar with it. She was like ready to go back to school.
Is it every day? Of the
Every
week?
day, yeah.
Okay.
She goes every day. It's just like normal school for her, and she loves it. She was ready to go back, surprisingly. And then my other 2 daughters, one's going into 1st, and the other is 5th grade. So she's in like an intermediate type school now. And then my son,
It's tough.
I know, man. They were my daughter, my 10-year-old was nervous for sure because it was a new school, right? She's getting out of elementary, going into a new school. So she was nervous. I took her to her meet the teacher or meet the teachers in this case. So she has multiple teachers now.
So we talked about this when your son was this age.
Mm-hmm.
Her age now, this is your second child that is at the age where me and you like met and started hanging out.
Yes.
Think about that.
Yeah.
How old she is now
And
is
I
how
tell
old we were when we started hanging out and playing soccer
And I
together.
tell my kid, and it's funny to think about because I think about that a lot, Chuck. Now, especially now that my kids are getting to that age, it's like, and I've already had this conversation with my son. I was like, dude, do you realize Chuck and I have been friends since your time now with your friends, like 6th grade, 5th grade.
You can't even fathom it.
Yeah.
Because it's so much for a preteen or teenager, like thinking the person you're hanging out with this weekend is the person you're going to hang out with 20 years.
Yeah, that's what I try to tell them to think about. Like, imagine hanging out with this kid 30 years from now. And he just looks at me like, no way. I'm like, yeah, that's what's happening right now.
Facts.
And same for my daughter. Like we've had that conversation. Like she's making friends. She's got some good friends now, and throughout the summer she had friends over.
So because
regularly, you know.
So because we and some of our other friends have that long relationship, are you like keeping a close eye on who they're bringing?
Oh
around?
Yeah, for sure, hands down. Yeah.
Like no, you ain't staying friends with them forever.
Yeah, and as a parent, you have to like, you know, put that in their ear. You're like, hey, I don't know about this kid, you know. Especially if you plan on being friends with them for a long time. You know, I don't know. So yeah, definitely keep your eyes open when your kids get to that age, especially who they're hanging out with, because it could become a long-time friend.
Yeah. So yeah, not to derail you.
I guess my mom was cool with you, so you know we're still here.
Yeah, and she still talks to me. She's nice to me, so I guess it turned out good. Not saying there wasn't bumps in the road for both of us being hard-headed kids, but
yeah, of course.
But yeah, so your son
he's a freshman in high school, man.
That's tough.
That was tough. That was a hard pill to swallow. I can't even tell you the emotions that I felt, you know, when that actually became a reality. And then not only that, when I, you know, posted to Facebook so that, you know, I was just like everybody else and letting everybody see, you know, how the kids are. Because I usually don't post a whole lot about my kids.
I love it, by the way. Side note.
Yeah.
I love seeing, like, some of my favorite, so I'm real, how do you say it? The word, not skeptical.
Yeah.
Facebook is Facebook. It's a joke. But
I
have what I would call Facebook days. Like,
I've almost quit Facebook so many times.
First day of school, I love seeing everyone's kids dressed up and going to school. Like I love like Christmas when everyone's like posting their family Christmas. Like I love seeing all that. So I'm glad he posted stuff. I do love seeing that stuff.
Yeah, and I do too.
I don't like seeing the junk. I actually like seeing the family stuff that other people are doing.
And and I don't usually post about my kids a lot just because, I don't know, I got a weird thing about that now because, you know, there's some crazy people out there and I could go off down a rabbit hole with that. But yeah, I mean, so I don't do it often. And I decided, I was like, all right, I'm going to post, you know, a picture and show all their, you know, first day at school. And the comments that I got on Connor was just like, oh my God, I can't believe he's a freshman. I mean, even your mom commented on it. Like, I can't believe he's a freshman. What? You know? And there was, you know, some comments like, oh, he looks just like you when you were that age. And it's just like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
He's not that ugly.
I know, right? I thought he looked way better. But yeah, man, he's a freshman. That was the hardest pill to swallow this school year because he's growing up, and it's sad, to be honest with you, It's a lot of emotions.
Better start saving for that car, Dad.
I know, yeah. And he, what's funny, he's already hating it because he's not playing football. He's going to play golf and soccer.
That's good.
So, but
no baseball?
No. I mean, you can only pick baseball and soccer run same
I
season.
remember that now.
I wanted to play baseball too in high school,
you
but I
did.
couldn't. But so his schedule was wrong. They put him in football, so he's having to sit and watch football practice every day right now until they get his schedule changed. Which he wasn't the only one. It was like 30 other kids as well.
What a loser!
Well, what a loser school! Like, come on, get your S together. So there's like 30 kids having to sit there and watch football practice that aren't playing in football and just waiting for their schedule to get changed.
Brutal.
Yeah, so I had called him yesterday and today, and I was like, "Hey man, how's it going? How's the first 2 days of school?" And he was like, it's decent. I was like, "What do you mean decent?" And he's like, "Well, I'm having to sit outside and watch football practice in like 102 degree weather." So I was like, "Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry, man. Just hang in there. You'll get past it and go play golf or soccer." Off-season soccer.
If they made me sit that long in the heat, I would just get the itch and grab a fucking helmet.
I told him, like, go see a counselor or something and expedite that schedule change or something. But regardless, he's going to have to be outside if he's playing golf or something. I mean,
right.
So, anyways, that's that. And then, my little kindergartner's now first grader, so she's already climbing the grade scale, so... Anyways, full of emotions. I got 4 kids, so it's a lot of emotions just coming at all angles. You know what I mean?
Well, I told you I've been dealing with emotions, not my own emotions, but emotions, period, in my family house. Because I have the 3.5-year-old turns 4 in November.
Yeah.
And so they were going to what around here they call Parents' Day Out.
Yeah.
Churches usually do it. It's 2 days a week, 9 to 2:30. And so both my kids were in one, and then we talked before about there was a tornado came through Greenville a while back. It tore through our church or their church that they do PDO at, so they were not doing that this year.
Oh man!
So we took a lot. My youngest, my baby's going to another PDO, but we decided to put London, the 3.5-year-old, in what, like you said, preschool.
Yeah, like preschool.
Preschool.
Yeah.
It's a 4-year-old. It's a 3 and 4-year-old class.
Okay.
The next year she'll move up to pre-K.
Okay.
But it's 5 days a week, full on 8 to 3 schedule.
Yeah.
School supplies, the whole deal. So it's like
backpack, lunchbox.
Oh yeah. So it's like the full on school deal.
Yeah.
And my mother has been my mother's been crying for 2 months thinking about it.
No.
My mom, we're fortunate enough that the grandparents watch the kids if they're not in PDO. So like all the time that they get with her is like gone now.
Yeah. Your mom's retired, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then your mother-in-law, she's a stay-at-home, right?
Right.
Awesome.
So then my stepmom, she works from home a lot.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
She'll usually take her on Fridays and stuff.
Heck
so
yeah, she's got a maid.
So they get lots of time with the grandparents. Good. But now that time's going away, like I didn't get emotional, but I told my wife like last week, and I said, "You do realize?" Because I was a little skeptical about the 5 days a week when she's 3. Because I'm like, think about it. I told my wife, and she got upset at me. Once we do this, she's going to be in school until she's 18.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
think
this
about that.
Is it. Like
I know.
And I'm like one of those, like I mentioned before, I want my kids to hang on to that kidness, that childhood as long as possible. And I just feel like 3.5, 5 days a week from now until they're 18 is. Yeah. But
I know.
I want her to be smart. And I want her to like school. So
anyway, and she gets to play with friends too. That's why my little almost 3-year-old couldn't wait to go back to school because she wanted to play with all her friends.
She's making new friends, and so this was our first week of like the first school experience. So my wife has been torn up about it. My mom's been torn up about it. I did get a little upset, Monday morning. Of course, big old deal, taking her to her little school and stuff.
Yeah.
But so we're already worried. My wife's already stressing and freaking out, and we've talked about this before. My daughter still is working on the potty training issue. So we were freaking out about that, and sure enough, first day of school, she has 2 accidents.
Oh, man.
Big, we're talking accidents, not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and then we get there, my wife picked her up, and the teacher was like, hey, this happened. Kind of spun as in we ain't doing this here.
Oh, really?
So my wife was totally torn up and upset. She was like, they're gonna kick her out, or I don't know what to do. Just having a hard time about it. And then I was like, I think we're overreacting. It'll be fine. I mean, she's a kid. Yeah. She can't control it. It's not like something you can't make her do stuff like that. So I was like, but she's freaking out. And then my daughter, I asked her last night, and she's like, I said, were you embarrassed and scared, or not scared, but were you embarrassed and sad? And she's like, yeah. So she didn't really want to talk about her day, but she was excited. So like to this morning, she's all pumped. Take my picture. So here we go again. Okay, I'm like, and then so I drop her off, and then my mom calls me. I can't sleep. I woke up at 3:30 just thinking about her. I'm so sad. We don't want her to. She enjoys school. She loves school, and we don't want her to have like a negative experience. Not that her teachers mean or anything, but
kind of get a complex.
Complex or be embarrassed or
for sure.
Whatever. And so my mom's talking to me. So then I drop her. So I dealt with my wife last night. My mom calls me this morning on the way to work. So I'm sitting in the parking lot listening to my mom, and then she starts crying about the whole situation. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't.
It wears on you,
y'all
doesn't
are
it?
too much for me right now. Because I'm thinking like, yes, of course we have to get it addressed, and it'll work. Take its course, but
and it may even help her being at school,
right? And that's what I said. And
that's the thing you could take away from this is like this may like kind of expedite the whole process to where she might try even harder now because she's at school, right?
I think so, and we did have to tell her, because we weren't sure. We had to tell you're a big girl. If you want to stay in big girl school, you got to act like a big girl. Yeah. I was like, do the rest of your friends use a potty? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Well, if you don't, they're not going to let you stay. Your teacher's not going to do that kind of thing, that conversation. So anyway, we're back to this morning. She's jacked up. I was dealing with all the emotions from all the adults. Anyway, so my wife was freaking out all day today. And I was like, look, worst case scenario. Yeah. They just move her down, and as soon as she gets under control, they'll move it back up. Yeah. Like she's riding that in between of it's okay, but we're working on it, to like next year, it's not okay. Yeah. So the class before that she would have been last year, it's perfectly acceptable. They know they're working on it.
It's truly an accident.
It's the in between,
quote unquote, an accident. It's truly an accident. Like, she accidentally did it.
She's working. She's not. It's not like she's
just doing it.
No, she doesn't wear diapers all the time.
Right.
Like,
it's truly an accident.
She doesn't wear pull-ups. It's like a crapshoot, 50-50. Yeah, sometimes she's not. No, okay. Being specific. Yeah. She'll. Well, how do we phrase it? So TT in the potty? Like, that's not the problem? Yeah. The other part is 50-50, so it's a crapshoot. Yeah. And that's the problem. It's literally a crapshoot. But anyway, so... And then today,
that's tough, man.
My wife was nervous to pick her up and stuff, and then picked her up, and then my daughter was like, she said, I had a fantastic day, Mommy.
That's awesome.
And then her teacher said she did great, no accidents, and like today, she's telling everybody about school.
That's awesome.
So we got the full report today.
I mean, second day in, and you're already. It's already.
I think that's why I'm more drained and tired than anything. Just emotional.
All the emotions.
I guess deep down internal stress, because I wasn't like outward bothered by it. Yeah. Because I'm just they'll work on it, but at the same time, you're always worried that you don't want. Yeah. I don't want her. I want her to have a good time because she loves school. She's telling us about getting to read books and learn and do stuff. So I don't want her to not like that right at 3.5, and it's an uphill battle the rest of the way. Yeah. But
that's what it is, man. It's draining. It'll kind of, it drains you. Maybe that's what I was kind of dragging Monday too, like, and it might be because of the weekend that we had, but I think a lot of the emotion contributed to that. Now that I think about it, I didn't think about that at all.
She's not outward. It's just you don't realize
it's internal.
After the moment has passed, and you're like, dang, I think I was stressed to the max.
You're right. I did not think about that at all until just now. That's exactly what it was. I was like emotionally drained yesterday. It was a drag. Monday was a drag, man.
Yeah. And then today was brutal at work. So like the last 2 days has been emotionally and mentally draining.
Back to school, man.
Yeah, back to school. Whew.
Jeez. If you don't have kids yet, just wait.
No, it's a different.
It's a whole different ball game.
But anyway, so moving on to like this weekend. So this past weekend, Avengers Endgame came out. And I mentioned this over the weekend because you came by and obviously hung out. And I told you, so we were waiting around Saturday, staying inside, cooling off, and I had rented Endgame, and I was like, hey, if y'all don't mind, I'm going to watch the rest of this movie before it like disappears off my box, right?
And I was like, down.
And so we sat there and watched it, and then like we started talking about the movie while we were watching it, and now that I have the Fat Thor moment behind me, like rewatching Endgame, knowing how it happens and what they do.
Yeah.
Fat Thor is hilarious. Like I was pretty upset and bitter, but now that I know it's coming, like getting to watch it as it is.
Yeah. Paying attention to it all now.
Him and Ant-Man are like the best parts of the whole movie.
Oh yeah.
And of course the whole final battle. But anyway, I just want to say, at first I was disappointed at Fat Thor, and finally getting a chance to watch it a second time. Fat Thor is hilarious. It is fun. Now I hope they don't keep it that way, but
right.
For that movie, it's funny.
Yeah.
And then also, speaking of that, I saw news today, which sucks.
Oh yeah.
Balls. In regards to Spider-Man.
I saw the headline, did not read past it though.
So, if you remember the very first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, there was 3, 1, 2, 3, and then they redid them with the other guy, and then Tom Holland, the MCU Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man's owned by Sony.
Mm-hmm.
Sony did a piss poor job with the Spider-Man movies, and Marvel and Disney wanted Spider-Man in the Avengers and their movies. So they essentially brokered a deal. Obviously, Marvel being who they are now in movies, so they worked out a deal with Sony where Marvel could use Spider-Man in their movies, and they would help produce and write and direct the Sony movies, the Sony Spider-Man movies, and they could be intertwined because there's an agreement. Well, apparently today they announced that agreement has expired and they were not able to renegotiate.
Really?
And come to an agreement. So as of right now, Spider-Man is no longer able to be used by Disney and Marvel.
Wow.
So the Spider-Man individual movies will continue, but unless come to another agreement, you won't see Spider-Man or Iron Man references. You won't see other characters intertwined with no Nick Fury, none of that. So,
dude,
I guess
that throws a wrench.
The way I see this is Sony got too big for their britches and thought they didn't need Marvel anymore, and that's a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
That sucks. Like, I want to know what.
Unless this was like a strategic business plan,
I guess,
and they could be. This is just me playing. I always think about stuff like this. Was this like a strategic type thing where we're gonna take it away?
Maybe,
but then we're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it back later, and it's just gonna blow up even more.
Well, like Spider-Man's good in his own right, but now he's been involved in Marvel, so to go back on that, and now you don't have that in your pocket anymore,
right?
And if you're Tom Holland, like when you sign up to be this Spider-Man, it was I get to do my individual Spider-Man movies, and I get to be involved and interact with Marvel, Disney. Like that's dope.
Yeah. Heck
now. No fly zone. I think they'll get it worked out, but I saw it today and I was like, man, that's terrible. And how would you feel if you were Tom Holland right now?
Yeah,
the guy that plays
suck.
Spider-Man. I would be pissed.
Yeah, that sucks.
Super pissed.
But, what if they do some kind of like secret underground agreement, handshake, and then they just bring him back?
And that's kind of
down the road.
That's kind of how it started.
Right. So there's a possibility of that too, right?
I think they'll get it worked out, but that's just brutal news to see today. So
bummer, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Hopefully they figure that out. But yeah, speaking of this weekend.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get into
dive
it.
In?
Yeah, let's dive in.
Is this are we moving into sports?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, this is sports.
Let's do it.
We mentioned last week that our last episode that we had our live fantasy draft, all 10 participants in person, one place, one time, and drinking and picking teams for fantasy.
And eating hella good food, Chuck, by the way. Well done, sir.
Humble brag.
Well done, sir.
Thank you. I was very pleased and proud of my food, and I kid you not when I say every piece of meat was licked eaten clean off the bone.
Yeah.
Like there was just wing bones and rib bones all in my kitchen after everyone
Dude,
left.
and Chuck, I usually don't clean bones like that, but I cleaned
Dude, they
all
were
my
like
bones.
gone.
Yeah, man.
There wasn't even pieces of food left. Like little scraps and crispy bits.
Chuck not only is the owner and founder of this fantasy league, CEO and founder of this, what is our fantasy league called?
The Dirty Dozen -2.
The Dirty Dozen -2. Chuck is the owner and has been a great owner and host for the past few years. And he just upped it even one more notch this year.
Oh, man.
He's nailed his smoked meats.
Okay.
The ribs, he did ribs and wings. So smoked wings, smoked ribs. Like Chuck just said, they were all gone in a matter of
I like to treat my
minutes.
people right.
Dude, you did it right.
But
And then, the alcohol was flowing.
yeah, do you want to tell? So before we get into like the sports aspect, like the picks and best picks, do you want to tell them what you did?
Well,
I'll give you the chance to tell
my
it
version.
yourself, or I will explain it in my view.
Let me tell it, please.
Okay, go for it.
So, I mean, in a nutshell,
Can I preface it by saying this?
Yeah, go ahead.
When I do pull up the chair to do some heavy drinking, which we've mentioned this before, and I'm dead serious about it. My strategy and game plan is to take shots and babysit beer.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's my go-to.
That's you.
And that is exactly what I did.
Yeah.
There is a problem with that, and that is not everyone can do it.
Yeah, including myself.
And I like the peer pressure.
So that's exactly what I was about to lead with. I give in to peer pressure, especially with Chuck, every single time. Every single time. And I know better, but I do it every single time. So it's tradition over at this fantasy draft to take a shot or two before we dive in, right?
Yes. We have the traditional pre-draft shot to kick it off.
Chuck's preferred shooter is frickin' tequila. So, of course, we're getting ready to draft, and he's like, oh, all right, everybody come grab your shot. And everybody comes and grabs a shot of tequila.
Because how we do it is, like, in the official NFL draft, Goodell walks out, makes a little speech, and says, all right, the first team's down the clock. We just say, hey, we're taking a shot.
First shot's on the clock.
First shot down, you're on the clock. And that's what we do.
That's what we do.
And then we take, like, a mid-draft shot.
And I like that. That's tradition. I'm down for that. I cannot do tequila. And I don't know why in the world that I took a shot of tequila versus shooting whiskey, which I drink whiskey all the time. I can handle my whiskey. Tequila, for whatever reason, I can't. I shot tequila. And long story short, Chuck, I'll keep it short. I made it about halfway through the draft and then ended up in your daughter's bedroom asleep.
Yes.
About midway through the draft. Is that about accurate?
About
as accurate as we can get?
Around 11, some stuff started going on. There's a pause for conversation.
That's true, yeah.
Draft,
I did walk out.
and you disappeared. Then we resumed the draft, and you went MIA.
Yeah.
Now, we had another guy go MIA, but he was on the couch. You were gone. And, so I walk in, and the lights turned off in my 3-year-old's bedroom, and Cody is... Can I go this far? No? Okay.
Obviously I was curled up asleep.
You were in the fetal position.
I was done. I don't know how I got there. I don't know why I got there.
I went to the restroom. But here's the best part. So you weren't completely out of it because when it was your turn.
Yeah, let's do go into that. I still drafted.
Yes, that's the best part because when it was your turn, I would go inside. And everyone was like, "Where are you going?" I said, "I got this." I would go inside, and I'd be like, "Cody, you need a running back," and I give you like 3 or 4 names, and you tell me one, and that's what I would go out and put on the board. But I wouldn't leave it open. I'd be like, "Hey, you need a wide receiver this time." Like I was kind of guiding you, but I give you 3 or 4 players, and you just be like, "Yeah, this player."
I would do the same for you, right?
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah,
I mean, last year, last year, me and another buddy. We got way too gone.
Yeah.
And
Chuck did this last year. At his own draft.
And I still drafted, but I had like an early pick, so there's a long wait when you're early or late in the round. Mm-hmm. And so I made my pick, and I legit went inside and took a nap and came back and then finished my picks. But I took a mid-draft nap last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you made your picks, and the best part was one time I went in there. I guess you got cold because then you were under the covers.
Oh, God, under your daughter's covers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, but dude, and so we did the mature thing. Everyone had rides. Your ride showed up, and
Yeah.
And I just walked in there and said, "Hey, Cody, your ride's here." You're like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." You're like, "Okay," and you just rolled out of bed and just hopped in the car and you're on your way.
Dude, it was the weirdest thing. I swear. Like, I just wasn't feeling it.
Great.
I don't know what it was. It was the freaking tequila. That's what it was.
Man, yeah, I always blame the tequila.
I am.
So,
But
but
now on,
you're not
I gotta tell myself, Chuck, no, I'm not drinking.
You're not the only one who got onto me for
Freaking
drinking,
tequila.
and I'm just like, hey,
Okay.
I like to take shots. I like people taking shots with me. It's not my fault that I can do it and y'all can't.
I
So-
don't know how you do it, but you peer pressure me
I'm a
every single
machine.
time. I know.
I have a special skill set.
But-
And it's taking shots and not being affected the next day.
That is one thing that maybe is the hardest thing to really. I guess either way you do it, drafting in general is a long, lengthy process.
Yes.
Right.
Correct.
At least 3 hours.
Oh yeah,
3 hours
yeah,
at least.
especially live.
Live
Yeah.
is at least 3 hours, right? So that's quite a bit of time. But I mean, there's just no way around it unless you just have everybody Johnny on the spot. They know who they're going to pick,
right.
But you can't. There's no way.
And we don't
know.
have a draft timer, so it is. I
Okay.
mean, you start getting heckled and stuff like,
Yeah.
"Hey, come on, blah blah blah."
But maybe we should start incorporating. Some
Oh, we
of that.
are. Well,
Yeah.
because of you, and, you and the other guy, we're going to have to set new rules because
That's fine
for picks.
That,
but
that holds people accountable, you know.
But yeah, no, it's a process, and especially when you're having a lot of intake of alcohol and those long in between periods of picks.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
a little bored and crazy.
yeah,
Like
well, I was pick 8, so it was like
I think
geez.
at one point we all like stopped and started shotgunning beers, like because the picks. I don't know. At some point we decided to make a mid-draft pause. Like the picks were taking forever, and we just all shotgunned beer while we were waiting on
I
our
missed
turn.
that. See, that's right up my alley. I can't believe I missed that.
Anyway,
All right.
So let's talk about the fantasy draft, just like players picks. What any thoughts after the fact? Like not. Obviously not your late round picks, but like, did you get somebody you wanted?
Yeah, totally.
Are you happy with your team?
Totally. So, like I said, I stuck around early on, obviously in the draft, and I was in the draft when it really truly mattered.
Sure,
right?
sure.
So, thank goodness. I mean, that's stupid. If I didn't make it past that, then there's no reason for me to be there drafting. But yeah. So I got Baker.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate. Not right out of the gate, but
No, you were.
he was my first QB selection.
Yeah, and it was like third or fourth round, so it was a little
Yeah.
early. But hey, that's your guy. That's your guy.
I knew somebody was going to take him, and that was my opportunity to take him. So I got Baker. Let's see. I got Johnson. I got David Johnson. I got Jacobs.
So like me. So you were what pick were you? You ended up with the.
I was 8.
8. You were 8. So you were on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
I had the number 1 pick, and we talked about that.
Oh yeah,
And
that's right.
So in our
I
draft.
picked up Antonio Brown too.
Oh yeah, you're solid. We talked about how we draft how you finished last year. So I finished last. So since January, Zeke is my pick.
Yeah.
And then the holdout happened, and I was still undecided right up until draft time because like Friday news came down that Zeke was on a plane back to Dallas. So there's a lot of rumors that the deal was getting done and blah blah blah. So I did make the switch, and I picked Kamara with the number 1 pick. So threw it out, and then actually, so to spice it up, we do trades.
It's a pretty good pick, Chuck.
I picked Kamara and Keenan Allen with my number 1, and then on the back end number 2, I picked Keenan Allen. I picked Zach Ertz, and then I worked out a trade where I traded Zach Ertz for. So that was the first pick in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
I traded him for the 9th pick in the 3rd round, and I picked up an extra 5th. So with that
Jeez.
deal getting done, I got a pretty
That's a solid move, Chuck.
squad, and I feel like I picked good because I think those picks turned into Damian Williams, running back for Kansas City, and Tyler Boyd from Cincinnati.
Nice.
So yeah, I
Well
felt
done.
good about how my draft ended up.
I like that. I like that real time trade too.
Yeah, No, and I've been trying to I've been trying to get someone to trade for the first pick, and it just wasn't happening. So, but no, I picked Ertz kind of early, and because last year you got killed if you didn't have a good tight end, and then somebody. Actually, our champion from last year wanted to go 2 tight end strategy. He had drafted Kelsey in the first round.
Okay.
So he wanted Ertz because he wants to go Kelsey and Ertz.
Jeez.
For tight end and flex. So he wants to double up. And so I obliged him. But anyway.
He's going to kill it.
So, yeah, now I'm ready. And then, of course, I got another draft next week. I think we're going to do a bonus podcast.
Yeah.
Just live draft that. And it's not going to be, part of the regular rotation. It's just something extra if you're into fantasy sports or just wanting something different. We're going to live record over a live internet draft next week.
Chuck, I got some friends that are fans of you.
Woo!
And I guarantee you, they're going to be excited to listen to that episode.
Well, I did a lot of, and I did get help doing research, but I did a lot of research, and I think I'm gonna, part of next week's just gonna be talking over. Do you want to save it? Strategy? Yeah.
Do you want to save that for next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't feel a lot of time in between. Picks, and we'll have a lot of time.
You're gonna go over your.
So I do have a spreadsheet. I have a
spreadsheet.
A lot of good stuff. I don't want to give all the tricks.
I'll tell you what.
Tips and tricks, but
Chuck's spreadsheet over there is.
But this is the first year in a long time I've went this in depth, and probably the most in depth ever. Because like when we first started playing, I was decent, and I would win or be in the playoffs every time. And then at some point, I got too big for my britches, joined too many leagues, just like half-assed it, thinking I could do it, and I got tired of getting beat. So last year I started prepping like in the middle of the season to get ready, and then I fully committed to this year. So if results remain to be seen.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've done my homework.
It's an impressive sheet.
So we'll see how the season goes. But anyway, so that'll be next week. But you mentioned that you drafted Baker Mayfield.
I sure did.
And I want to talk about him for a second.
By the way, this Rogue Hazelnut is
oh my gosh,
excellent.
So good.
Excellent beer.
I'm going to tell you right now, if this goes up missing in the fridge, I'm going to punch
oh, yeah.
you.
Hey, it's yours, bro.
No, I'm going to punch you.
Oh, I'm not taking it. You should take it home.
No, I don't drink it. I'll just drink it next time. But yeah. Anyway, so Baker Mayfield very quickly has become, I think I'm going to go ahead and admit it, he's become like my guy. Like,
yeah?
Like that is my dude.
Explain to me. Or explain to the people how you explained that to me earlier before the podcast. If you want to go that far.
No, so we mentioned before that I was a diehard Brett Favre. Like Brett Favre was my guy.
Yeah.
No one's ever going to tell me he wasn't the greatest quarterback ever, right? Yeah. And ever since he left, I have certain people I like, but never really found someone like that's my dude. That's my guy.
Yeah.
And I've decided I think Baker's my guy.
Full on, like you've decided.
Yeah, and of course,
that's crazy, man.
Play's going to determine how long he sticks around. Yeah. But I think he's going to, because here's where I get in trouble. Like I wouldn't say Manziel was my guy.
Yeah.
But being an A&M fan, Manziel in college was untouchable, and I wanted him to get a fair shake. But of course, in the NFL, it didn't happen.
Yeah, he did it to himself.
So if he would have had it, so. Baker is like Manziel, but plays better and doesn't have the off the field problems.
Right.
The only problem he has off the field is he may have too much swagger for most people. Yeah. Which I love.
Yeah. Dude, I'm a Baker fan, so I'm happy to hear this.
And I don't like Oklahoma. Like I don't like Oklahoma, and But I'm not. I don't have blind rage.
I'm not an Oklahoma fan. I'm a Baker fan.
I don't have blind rage, and I was happy when he left and went to the NFL, so I could actually root for him.
Yes.
But anyway, he sat down. So I'm gonna here's a little information I saw.
That's why I snagged him up, man, early, because I wanted to like have him on my team.
Yeah.
And enjoy like watching him this season, because I think he's gonna have a breakout season.
Every year there's a couple players where I will draft them almost no matter what the cost, just so I have them on my team.
Yeah.
So, because I always try to draft a player or two that I can just straight up root for. And watch. And in fact, I told you earlier, I might draft him out of turn next week. Just to have him on my team, because I thought I'd have a shot at him. I was going to take him earlier than I should.
That's straight up why I did it.
In this last draft, but you beat me to the punch. But anyway, so we did an interview with GQ, and here's a couple quotes of why I like him so much, and I think we'll discuss a few of the things.
Okay.
Just about his mindset and how he is as a person, the quarterback.
Okay. This is off of GQ?
Yeah, this is from the GQ article. It just came out yesterday, I think.
Nice. Look at him.
But yeah, go look up, read the full article. But so on this, Daniel Jones was drafted by the New York Giants. And during an interview, it came up on the ESPN or something whenever And he's like, dude, I can't believe the Giants took Daniel Jones. And he said, blows my mind. And so the interview was like, I'm mystified that so many experts, quarterback scouts, seem to miss and can't predict a good quarterback. And Baker says, well, some people overthink it. That's where people go wrong. They forget you got to win.
Yeah.
And to Mayfield, the characteristics of a great quarterback are simple. He said either you have a history of winning and being a guy for that team or you don't. So his mindset is,
Nice.
I mean, stats are great and everything, but if you're if you don't win,
nobody
don't
cares.
matter.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Which basically I kind of agree with it.
Totally.
You either play or you can't. So that's kind of like, to me, that's a Dak Prescott like conundrum. People don't want him to get paid like a top quarterback, but all the dude does is win.
Yeah.
And statistically, he finishes top 10, top 15 every year.
Yeah.
Especially fantasy. He's a top 10 fantasy quarterback.
And he's a good finisher, too. He'll finish games out.
So in the moments, he comes through. Now, he's not going to light up the stat sheet. But,
Right.
So it's like, do you win or do you not win? That's what it comes down to, which I love that mindset.
I like it.
So here's another thing. So pretty famous in college. He was with Oklahoma, and they beat Ohio State, and he ran and planted the flag into the center of the ground, right? And so
then grabbed his junk, right?
Yeah, he did that in Kansas.
Was that different?
Yeah, it was different. He talked about that.
I thought he planted the flag and grabbed his junk.
No, it was two different instances. Okay. In multiple instances.
How cool would that have been if he's planted the flag and grabbed his junk?
But they talked about that. I just didn't pull that part. I pulled this part because he said he does a lot of things that's orchestrated, but in the moment, it was just him being him. He said he worked so hard to beat them after they beat us the previous year, and he was excited, overcome with emotion, and a bunch of Ohio people didn't like it. Now he plays in Cleveland, Ohio.
Hey, not only that, he's a freaking walk-on.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
So
and so then he said that he got basically a talking to afterwards from the higher-ups at Oklahoma that he needed to apologize. And he said, dude, that's just jaw-dropping. I won't even get into it. But then he got into it. Right? And he's told how that type of display was not what Oklahoma football was about. And he starts getting worked up. He said, we won. He said, that's what we're about. He said, I'd done so much and worked so hard to play for that school. I was just kind of, he said, he paused, trying to be careful. He said, I was almost embarrassed for them to tell me to apologize.
Wow. And
then of course he did say he's sorry, but he was asked if it was heartfelt on a scale of 1 to 10. He said 0. 0, absolutely not. So I love it. So he was like, dude, why are you asking me to? We won the game.
Yeah, that's what we're about.
Basically, I win. I get to do what I want.
Right.
And then you're going to have me apologize for that.
Right.
So, and then this is your crotch grab plan. So then he started interviewing, and this is where he gets baller. And so this next part is expectations and doing NFL interviews. And then the last piece is on himself. I just want to get on real quick.
Yeah, I love this.
So in the interview, pre-draft meetings, Mayfield was quizzed about his character and what type of guy, if he was the guy that could be a leader and whatnot. He said, quote, "Oh my God, it was sickening." He said, I was just getting tired thinking about it. What were you thinking when you got arrested? What were you thinking when you played Kansas and grabbed your crotch? Are you gonna mature? Blah blah blah. If I could see the future, I'd tell you what's gonna effing happen. But I think that was the best part about the process. I got to answer those questions for the first time instead of the media putting it out there. I got to answer, and it was my own words.
I love it.
And
just the fact that that those thoughts ran through his mind tells you what kind of player he is.
Here's the baller part. He pulled a Deion Sanders.
Oh no.
He said though he figured he wouldn't go first, Mayfield was confident that he'd be selected quite high. So certain, in fact, that when teams with late draft picks sent him playbooks to review, he politely declined to study the material. He recalls a meeting with the San Diego Chargers. They hated it. They're like, "Are you serious?" I go, "Yeah, you guys got the 17th pick."
Dang.
So he didn't think he'd go first, but he wasn't going to be at
17th. Come on.
And then they talk about on himself, and he said he said there's a difference between being arrogant and being certain. He said, I don't have it all figured out. He said, I just believe in myself.
Yeah.
People think it's cocky.
It's confident.
He said, that's where you start. You ain't going to have success if you don't believe in yourself. And then he said, quarterbacks are by textbook are supposed to be reserved, cool, calm, and collected. I do it my own way. I'm not a cookie-cutter quarterback, never have been, never will be. A lot of people in the world today, they don't like the truth. Oh, this is what his coach said. So he said that, and his coach said, a lot of people in the world today, they don't like the truth. They'd rather you just tell them something they want to hear.
Yep.
Baker's not going to be like that. He's just going to tell you what it is. It's your problem if you don't like it, not his.
Let's go, Baker.
And I'm like,
let's go,
all
Baker.
in on that. Yes. No, I just like that he's not. I think that's why I like Brett so much, is because he didn't conform to that stereotypical robot quarterback you see now. And then if his play backs up his talk, which I'm a fan of swagger if you can back it up don't act like a bitch.
For sure.
And I think he's got that written all over him.
Right on, dude.
So
I love
anyway, I read that article. I was like, dude.
That's good, Chuck.
Yeah, so that's some good stuff. That's from GQ. Go read the full thing. It's worth the read.
Is he all swagged out too in GQ?
He had some pictures, and it's funny, they mentioned in the interview that he had like a diamond number 6 necklace on.
Nice.
But also, Baker Mayfield news, we talked about Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Got a new show out.
Yeah.
It's on Monday nights, and actually next week, Baker's his guest.
Dude, that's awesome.
And it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good.
I know. I missed it. I need to watch that.
Because this week was the second week, and he had Sal Vulcano from Impractical Jokers.
Yeah.
It was hysterical because Sal's like a lifelong wrestling fan, so he was like all about it, like he couldn't believe it.
I gotta watch that.
It's really good. So I can't wait for Stone Cold Steve Austin and Baker Mayfield.
Yes. On those two, this week I watched real quick the Stone Cold Steve Austin Hot Ones episode on YouTube. That was great.
Yeah, he's been on a media tear.
He has been,
and I've watched every piece of it because I love Steve Austin. He's even fun, like. He was great as a wrestler, but he's like funny and has a personality outside.
Fantastic. Like, I had no idea that he was such a character like he is, outside of the ring.
Right.
And then I also watched recently it's called Cold as Balls with Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
It was the Baker Mayfield, which I think it was back in February, but I just saw it. But it's Kevin Hart and Baker Mayfield. They basically get in an ice tub and have like a 10-minute conversation about just Baker and this and that and yada yada. Anyways, highly encourage you guys to go watch both of those. Those are really good watches on YouTube. Good stuff.
Yeah, and so like our last bit of sports news, this came out like today, like almost as we were coming over here,
man.
And that's that. So the Cowboys have made a contract, got an extension done. It's not Zeke, it's not Dak, and it's not Amari Cooper. It's your boy Jalen Smith.
Love it.
And dude, so I put this out on Twitter. I am thrilled they got the deal done with him, but just the way he talked, it's kind of putting pressure on everybody else.
Yeah.
Just because he said
Who are you talking about, Chuck?
I mean, Zeke for one, holding out.
Yeah.
But this is why. So like, just real quick, just comments from. So Jerry Jones was getting emotional, like talking about Jalen Smith,
really?
like getting an extension today. I haven't got to watch all the videos, but of the press conference, I'm gonna go back and watch it.
I know he likes Jalen,
but yeah. So Jalen Smith last week, and he reiterated this today. He said, "I want to be a Cowboy. I want to be a Cowboy the rest of my life." Understanding what they've done for me, taking a chance, taking a risk. Now they're getting the return on their investment. It's a beautiful thing to be a Dallas Cowboy.
Heck yeah.
So he's talking. So he took. It was not necessarily team friendly, but it wasn't over the top.
Yeah.
And it locks him up for the next 7 years, basically.
But he was injury.
Yeah, he was
stricken.
He
bad.
had drop foot. Like his foot was dead. Like his nerves were shot in his foot, and they took a second round flyer on him.
Yeah.
Confident that he could come back, and they said he's worked and grind, and now he's one of the best young linebackers.
That's what he means
in the
by
league.
like giving him a chance.
Yeah,
Cowboys took a chance on him.
So that's what he's saying. Yeah, they took the risk, and he said, I think he said today, my job is to make sure they get in a return on their investment.
Oh yeah, man.
And so he signed long term. It's fair for both sides. It's not. He didn't get screwed, and the Cowboys didn't get screwed either. It's
and he got money. He got paid.
And my comment on Twitter was, I'm glad if we got players that are eager and want to sign a contract, let's get those deals done first.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on anyone getting their money.
Right.
Do whatever you have to do to get paid. Running backs need to get paid. If Zeke holding out gets him paid, good for him.
Yeah.
But if there's a line of people eager to sign a Dallas Cowboy deal, I want those guys first.
For sure.
And Jalen is one of those guys I want. So,
yes.
Dude, I'm stoked that he got done. I hope everyone else deals get done. But even Jerry Jones he said there's less piece of the pie to get now. So, there were some shots taken to everyone else about, hey, if you want to play here and play on for a good team, there's sacrifices going to be made.
The problem with Zeke that I've been hearing is he hired some agents.
I think his agents are assholes.
Yeah. That's. I mean, straight up, that's what it is.
So
and yeah, well, I mean, we'll leave it at that.
But yeah. So anyway,
good for Jalen.
Yeah, 5 years, $65 million. He makes him one of the top 5 highest paid middle linebackers in the league. So
dude.
and locks him up for the next 7 years as a Cowboy.
Love it.
So
Love it.
So yeah, that's it.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, man, a lot of info there. Back to school, sports, good beer, got all the good stuff.
Yeah, man. We did it again, dude.
Knocked it out of the park, I think.
We did it.
But yeah, so we're back on our new schedule. So we record this on Tuesday. Hopefully you'll hear still shooting for Thursday.
Yeah,
but I think likely there's going to be a Friday release from now on, and then next week we'll have our standard episode, and then at some point before NFL starts, we'll hopefully have that live fantasy draft.
Hopefully you guys will take advantage of your open Saturday and listen to the podcast. Maybe that we'll get some more listeners that way as well.
Maybe, yeah. You're just hanging out.
You got a wide open Saturday. You're just kind of hanging out, chilling, doing chores.
That Friday afternoon
yard work.
Ready for the weekend.
Listen to the podcast, man.
So
share it with your friends.
So yeah, as always, if you're listening, review, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Help us out with the reviews. And also, if anywhere on social media at Modern Dude Chat, you can find me at Modern Chuck.
You can find me, Cody Murph, CODYMURF.
That's going to do it. We'll catch you next time.
Peace.